Okay, let me try to get this going for us. Gonna be this one. Okay, so for my final project, I put together a presentation, and my presentation is called Coffee House, the Concept of Creativity. My contents are going to be my introduction, and then the five concepts that I've chosen are brainwaves, human imagination, componential theory, prototypes, and Wallace's stages. The introduction. I've been a barista for years, so coffee is a big part of who I am. Coffee and caffeine is what gets my creative juices flowing, so what better topic to incorporate into my project? What's my favorite coffee order? My favorite coffee is an iced vanilla latte with whipped cream. My drink can be broken into five components: vanilla syrup, espresso, milk, ice cubes, and whipped cream. So I have chosen my drink that has five components, and then I have chosen five concepts from what we've learned from our course to kind of incorporate into this. So I have lined up each component of my drink with a component from the concepts of our course. And so the vanilla syrup, the sweetness to the drink. The syrup for your latte doesn't have to be vanilla. There are multiple different options with different characteristics. And then the concept that I've chosen is brainwaves. Brainwaves come in multiple different types of waves that all have different characteristics. See what I did there? The types consist of gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Alpha waves are connected to moments of creativity and free thinking. Creative individuals typically are linked to higher levels of alpha waves and longer durations of them. So yeah, you can see from this picture right here that the alpha waves right in the middle look a lot different than the rest of the waves. So the alpha waves, people who are highly creative and creative thinkers, they typically have more waves, like a more mass amount of volume, and they have them for longer durations of time. When uncreative thinkers typically have less waves and for way shorter, way shorter durations of time. The espresso, the main character, the piece of the drink that runs the show. Without espresso, this drink would be a bland and boring flavored milk. What would we do without it? Then the next concept I have chose is the human imagination. Now, what would we do without the human imagination? Imaginative thought can be broken into four categories: counterfactual thinking, alternative realities, perspective thinking, and prospective thinkings. The human imagination allows us to solve problems, think of innovative ideas, and see beyond reality. It affects our day-to-day lives, and you use it for pretty much everything. So yeah, the human imagination is kind of the powerhouse behind all of our ideas and our thoughts and our solutions that we come up. So whether I've lost my keys and I find my keys, I'm like, I need to find something that helps me not do that again. Or if it does, what's a solution I can do? And so when I have that solution, that stems from my human imagination. Or even when I'm at work and I say, oh, I have this really good idea actually for this drink that I'm going to make, and it's a coffee. I'm going to make this coffee. That idea stemmed from my human imagination. And basically, everything that we think on the day to day typically stems from our human imagination, and it helps us out, I think, a lot more than people realize. The milk, the milk, what holds the drink all together, the glue. So then the next concept I've chosen is componential theory. Teresa Amabile explains that there are three components companies can use to ensure individual creativity flourishes. The three components are expertise, creative skills, and task motivation. Companies can ensure that they provide guidance, resources, and motivational incentives to flourish creativity. In creating this environment and drive in their employees, they produce highest levels of creativity and production. So yeah, I think that I put the motivational incentives because I think that that can go really in well with task motivation. What gets people more motivated? Knowing that they're going to get something out of it. So creating these incentives will get people more motivated. And just having this guidance and resources will help people build their expertise and build their skills and processes. So basically, with incorporating all three of these concepts and then all three of these ways of executing these concepts, companies can ensure that they flourish and they nurture their individuals' creativity levels and just kind of ride off that wave of creativity and productivity. The ice cubes. Ice cubes in coffee hasn't been mainstream forever. It started as an idea and went through processes to evolve into a normal trendy drink that we see now on the daily. They tested different versions. They had to make different versions and had them tested in public, get feedback to see if there was a market for it. The next concept that I have chosen is prototypes. Prototypes are ideas brought to life. They allow a product to have an identity and allow a dialogue to be built with potential customers, whether it be tangible, virtual, or just a storyline. It is a representation of the idea. Prototypes have to go through testing processes, and there are multiple kinds. Prototypes then go through testing to see if the product is fit for the market. There are 8 different types of prototypes. So yeah, prototypes don't necessarily have to be a physical, tangible object. Prototypes can be just a narrative that we're telling people to help them understand the background of this product. Or it can be a non-functional model. So like a 3D model that kind of looks like the product would look like, hey, this is what it looks like. It doesn't actually function, but this is the idea. Or just a virtual presentation or a landing page like I'm doing now. So prototypes can be in all shapes and forms, but they all have to go through the same amount of testing to see if there's a fit in the market for them, if people would even want them, or if there's anything that needs to be changed in these prototypes and new features added. It's all this one big umbrella, which can come in many different shapes and forms. The whipped cream. The whipped cream, the cherry on top, some might say, what adds a whole new aesthetic to every drink. And the last concept I've chosen is Wallace's stages of the creativity process. Wallace splits the creativity process into 4 stages: preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification. The preparation stage is split into two: general preparation and directed preparation. The stage of knowledge, expertise, and goal-directed preparation. The incubation stage is subconsciously processing and focusing. The illumination stage is the eureka or aha moment. You gain insight and solution to the problem. The verification stage is verifying the solution by rounds of testing. So yeah, the preparation stage is you basically gathering all of your knowledge and all of your resources and saying, this is the problem I need to solve, this is all I'm going to look up, and this is all I'm going to research and do all of these things. And then basically the incubation stage is stepping away from it, letting your subconscious mind kind of take over and just forgetting about it, doing something else. Yeah. And then the illumination stage is when you're doing something else, you're not thinking about it. It's back in your subconscious and you're like, oh, I have an idea. Like, oh, this is the one, this is my solution I'm going to do. And then the verification stage is, okay, I have my solution and I think it's the one. Let me verify that by testing it out to see if this gives me the result that I'm looking for. In conclusion, I chose this as the final theme for my presentation because I have a lot of creative ideas or creativity I have revolves around coffee. Whether it be coffee recipes, inventions, or just problem solving in the coffee house, there are plenty of theories or concepts that make up the human creativity, and these are just 5 of the concepts that are my favorite, as well as 5 of plenty components that make up our favorite drinks that we all crave. So yeah, coffee is a lot of what I do. It's a lot of who I am. It's something I want to do, I think, for the rest of my life, and it's where a lot of my creativity stems from and revolves around. And so I just chose this theme because I thought it is me and this is who I am. And so what better idea than to make this presentation exactly who I am and what I stand for and what I want to do. Thank you for watching my presentation. Oh, how did it go? Okay.